Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, paradigm shift in how we interact with artificial intelligence, and frankly, how we build our businesses around it. For the last few years, we've all been taught that to get the best out of an AI, you need the perfect prompt, right? You copy, you paste, you wrangle all this context. But what if we're finally moving past all that? What if we're leaving the era of static prompting in the dust and entering a world of self-improving memory ecosystems? Let's explore exactly how this is going to upgrade your cognitive infrastructure. To really grasp the magnitude of this shift, think about how we currently manage AI. Right now, using a state-of-the-art model is kind of like hiring a brilliant college grad as an intern, but with one major glaring catch. Every single morning, their memory is completely wiped. It's like Groundhog Day. You have to retrain them on your business, your data, and your preferences from scratch every single time. It's incredibly inefficient. Now, contrast that with the new model we're exploring today, the tenured partner. Imagine an AI that actually learns while you sleep, compounding its knowledge over time so that it's literally more useful tomorrow than it was today. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The recency bias trap. 2. The biological breakthrough. 3. Anatomy of a context graph. 4. Compounding cognitive assets. 5. Proactive AI integration. And finally, 6. Your competitive moat. All right, let's jump into Section 1, the recency bias trap, or why static prompting is completely dead. The biggest operational friction holding back AI native enterprises today really comes down to one absolute headache: recency bias. This basically means the model only really cares about what you typed 30 seconds ago. If you feed it a massive document, the older context just gets pushed out. The crucial insights get, as researchers perfectly describe it, lost in the middle. You're just constantly forced to remind the AI of the rules, which is so frustrating. Researchers have actually confirmed that traditional context windows pretty much guarantee information will be overlooked no matter how important it is. And why is that? Well, it boils down to 3 fatal flaws. First off, strict size limits mean you just eventually run out of room. Second, there's no internal prioritization. The AI has no clue which part of your giant prompt is the most critical. And third, and honestly the real killer here, there is zero ability to learn across sessions. The second you close that window, poof, the knowledge is gone forever. The contrast here is just stark. In the old world of static prompting, you, the human, are doing all the cognitive heavy lifting. You're constantly compensating for the AI's amnesia with massive context dumps, giant system prompts, and weird role-playing text. But in the new world of agentic ecosystems, the AI native memory handles all that weight. Because the system actually remembers, you can execute these highly complex tasks with a simple, single-sentence command. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to Section 2, the biological breakthrough. Enter the tenured partner. This brings us to Perplexity's recent release of Brain, which is a breakthrough that finally brings biological learning patterns to our digital agents. What Perplexity has done is successfully replicate the 3-tier biological memory model of the actual human brain. Step 1 is working memory, so the active task you're dealing with right now. Step 2 is episodic memory, which records specific events anchored in time. But Step 3 is where the absolute magic happens: semantic memory. Just like your human hippocampus consolidates memories while you sleep, the AI performs overnight pattern synthesis. It extracts distilled rules and patterns from specific episodes to use in the future. This quote right here captures such a visceral business reality. Every worker you hire is expected to learn on the job. AI agents should do the same. True agentic memory isn't just about the AI remembering your favorite tone of voice. It tracks what the agent actually did during the workday. What worked? What totally failed? And how did you, the user, step in and correct it? It literally learns directly from your workflow. Okay, Section 3, Anatomy of a Context Graph, the engine of synthesis. To make this overnight recursive learning possible, we have to look under the hood at the technical core, the context graph. Instead of just storing a bunch of raw chat logs, the system builds a living, traceable knowledge structure. It maps your entire workspace. Think of it as a highly localized, automated wiki built specifically for your active projects, continuously linking ideas, files, and people together. And the coolest part? It maintains this graph through a nightly optimization loop. While you are literally fast asleep, the system runs automatically. It analyzes any dead ends you hit that day, It synthesizes brand new document updates. It strictly integrates any corrections you made to its work. And crucially, it links every single entry directly back to its original source. It is quite literally teaching itself how to handle your specific, unique workload better for tomorrow morning. Which brings us to Section 4, Compounding Cognitive Assets. Let's look at the quantitative ROI. All right, for all the business leaders and young professionals tuning in, we need to prove this is a tangible business upgrade for scaling operations, not just some neat academic theory. When we look at the hard numbers, the performance metrics are wild. On recurring tasks where the computer actually has historical context, this self-improving memory layer increases answer correctness by a massive 25%. On top of that, information recall jumps by 16%. The system fundamentally skips hallucinations and bypasses dead-end sources because it already knows the terrain. It just gets straight to the utility. But from an operational perspective, this right here is the metric that matters most, a 13% reduction in token costs. Think about what this actually means. Because the AI isn't relearning your entire business from scratch every single session, it naturally uses less compute to arrive at the right answer. Your token usage today becomes a direct financial investment in cheaper, faster, and way more efficient tokens tomorrow. Your cognitive assets are truly compounding. Section 5, Proactive AI Integration, moving from reactive search to proactive AGI. We're talking about a genuine civilizational shift in how we work here. Even the World Economic Forum is increasingly framing AI not just as software, but as cognitive infrastructure. We absolutely have to stop treating AI as a localized search engine or some disposable tool that we use and put away. What we are building is a persistent cognitive layer that integrates natively into the enterprise and actually co-evolves with your human workflows over time. This is a profound operational leap. We are finally moving away from the reactive assistant, that blank slate that just sits there waiting for you to prompt it. Instead, we are entering the era of the proactive copilot. Because it deeply understands your project baselines through its context graph, it can proactively flag market shifts, identify unprompted opportunities, or even detect compliance errors before a human spots them. It's AGI-adjacent behavior, sitting right there on your desktop. Finally, Section 6, Your Ultimate Competitive Moat. Strategic Imperatives for Leaders. Let's really drive home the final strategic takeaways for everyone actively building the future. If you want to scale your output tenfold, here is your strategic action plan. Number 1, stop endlessly tweaking static prompts. Number 2, start building clean context layers. Number 3, structure your internal documentation specifically to feed these self-improving memory ecosystems. And number 4, start treating your workflow history as a tangible, high-value business asset. It all boils down to one absolutely crucial concept: data equity. The historical record of exactly how you solve problems, how you curate your sources, and how you correct errors is your ultimate competitive advantage. The era of stateless AI is officially over. The companies that are going to win the next decade will absolutely be the ones whose memory architecture is the most richly defined and carefully curated. So I want to leave you with this final provocative question to chew on as you head back to your desk. Are you building a persistent cognitive moat that gets smarter every single day? Or are you just hitting reset on your workflow and your AI every single morning? It's time to rethink your digital infrastructure. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep building.